What's up, everyone? You're watching the Young and Happy podcast, where we talk about music, pop culture, and mental health, all while getting to know our guests. I'm your host, Raw Dill, and to my far left is my co-host, Drew. And our guest for today is another hometown homie, and he is the host of the viral No Fugazee podcast, and he goes by Cooley. What's up, bro?
How are y'all? Doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks for being here, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long time. We were talking about that.
It's definitely been a long minute, man. Couple years, man.
Definitely a couple years. I didn't have a daughter. You didn't have a second kid?
I didn't have a son. Yeah.
Drew?
Yo.
He still had all 10 of his kids.
Chill. Smoke. We had to do that. So that's how we're going to start this whole thing off today, huh? All right, bet. All right, cool.
You got to get your get back.
No, we go way back. Yo, Cooley actually used to be a part of the Young Happy Podcast. Not Young Happy Podcast, but Young Happy People.
Yeah, man. When was this? 2015, maybe?
Yeah, it's like...
Didn't we make that name?
Like 8 years ago.
Yeah, 2014, I think, actually.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Didn't we make that name in his basement?
What?
The Yop.
The Yop, I think it was
Yop was created with Matt.
Yeah, it was with Matt.
It was at Matt's house?
It was at Matt's house.
We was all together, though. I know that.
I remember the one time we were at Matt's house, and he had I guess your pops had he had some rifles. And we was playing with all the guns and stuff. And then I don't know if that's the time y'all came up with Yop, but I think it was around that time, either a day before or a day after. But we was all vibing, listening to beats. That's actually when me and Matt, we recorded some song as well. I don't know if you remember, Matt, but
what was it called? Do you remember?
It was a freestyle he did to one of my beats, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah. But, man, we used to all, hang out, almost every day, man, and, vibe with music. I was the producer, for all of you guys. You was the photographer. Cuff was one of the rappers along with Thousand, and, Matt was the videographer. So, yeah, man, it was good vibes back then, bro.
Hell yeah. We used to be in your basement just cooking up.
Yeah, in my basement, I had the little studio. We made a lot of songs. I think Cuff, we made almost a whole album.
We was just listening to it yesterday, me and Matt.
Yeah.
Cooley music era was crazy, yo.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yo,
man.
the Hubris Complex, was that produced by him?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Cooley's tag was on every single beat.
Yeah, it was probably,
Every single beat.
Yeah, man.
Yo, go get them.
Yo, so speaking of music, the cool thing about what we're doing here is we have the podcast, but we also have live sessions, and we usually have artists come in, and if they're an artist that we really fuck with, we want to have them they do a live session, and then we come and have them on the podcast. But today we have a live session from a previous
visitor
session, and we're gonna play that for you guys right now.
Let's get it.
Yeah. When you grinding hard cause you got people that depend on you. Moving low key cause you can't afford to have no feds on you. Knowing you gon' do it no matter what they done said on you. Wanting all your partners to eat when you got that bread on you. What you gon' do? When you gotta fight every day and night just to get through what you going through. Knowing that it's all on you. When you gotta grind just to make sure that you shine. And these ops tryna get you line, that shit make you lose your mind. And the ones that said they ride ended up switching sides. But I can't be wasting time, still gotta take care of mine, yeah. What it gon' take? Why the hate gotta be so real and the love gotta be so fake? When you feel like you gon' break, but you can't take any breaks. Your mind on go, but you know life ain't gonna wait. Yeah. Still praying for better days. Yeah. When you grinding hard cause you got people that depend on you. Moving low key cause you can't afford to have no feds on you. Knowing you gon' do it no matter what they done said on you. Wanting all your partners to eat when you got that bread on you. What you gon' do? When you gotta fight every day and night just to get through what you going through. Knowing that it's all on you. Started off with the hustle, fell in love with the game. Then God blessed me with children, now they carry the name. We ain't taking no breaks, not concerned with the fame. Just trying to make some change so I can make some life change. I be chasing a bag, wondering I'm minding my own business, be making them mad. Imagine that, trying to pave the way while making these tracks. Talking about that whole 610 on my back. Oh yeah, that ABE shit. Yeah, screaming fuck you to everybody who said I wouldn't be shit. Wu-Tang, chase the cream, bitch. Yeah, when you grinding hard cause you got people that depend on you. Moving low-key cause you can't afford it, had no feds on you. Knowing you gon' do it no matter what they done said on you. Wanting all your partners to eat when you got that bread on you. What you gon' do? When you gotta fight every day and night just to get through what you going through. Knowing that it's all on you. Yeah.
Word.
Fire.
Hell yeah. That was Johnny Bills, All on You. And, yo, did you ever record with Johnny Bills?
I never recorded with him, but we did a song together some years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually, I think we did a whole music video together.
For real?
Yeah, back in like 2015, I think. We did a whole music video together. But yeah, talented kid, and, wish him all the blessings.
Yeah, for sure.
Cooley did everything in 2015.
Word.
Yo, one of the first music videos I ever worked on, like doing photos, was Johnny Bills, 1000, and La Shells.
Oh, Shells.
La Shells.
Yeah, it was at that baseball field by the Whitehall Mall. I don't know if you guys remember that.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah, that was a long
actually,
time
one
ago.
of the tracks that I did with Johnny Bills, La Shells was on that track. So
Okay. Yeah.
Shells used to be on a lot. I had a song with Shells, too, so
Word.
that's what's up.
Hell yeah. What made you stop making music?
I mean, who said I stopped making it?
All right. That's fair.
I would say as far as producing and making beats, I still occasionally hop in the lab and I'll whip up some beats because that's just something that is fun to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like playing basketball. You know, I like to go to the court, play some hoops every now and then. Producing music is like that for me. So it's like that passion. It's just fun to do. But as far as making a whole song, I haven't made a whole song in a minute. Yeah. It's probably been, I would say it's definitely been a full year since the last time I made an actual song.
Is that when last time you dropped something?
The last time I dropped something? No, that had to been maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Last song I dropped, I think it was, what was it called again? It was where I was naming all the girls in a song. I don't even remember. And I do so many songs too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on my Instagram page.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's still up on YouTube and everything too, the music video.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I actually remember, do you remember when me, you, and Celine went to Miami?
Oh, yo, that was lit.
So
that was lit.
I was telling Drew and Matt about that yesterday, and Matt was like, "Oh, why did you guys go down there?" I couldn't remember, but wasn't it because it was like Flo Rida's brother wanted to do a song with you or something like that, and that's why we went down?
Yeah, so I went, and actually I do remember the name of the song that I released a year ago, 2 years ago. It was called Fever. Yeah, it was called Fever. But yeah, so we went out there because, this was in 2015.
Bro, this was
yeah, this was everything happened in 2015, like you said, bro. So this was in 2015, I believe, and we went out there because at that time I knew this girl that used to work with Flo Rida, and she had plugged me in. But I think it was Flo Rida, DJ Khaled. It was a few people. She was like a masseuse.
Yeah.
And then she was the masseuse. Yeah. And then she was like, yo, if you want to meet these, people, I could, plug you in. So we went out there, but it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, we never linked up with none of them. Instead, we just indulged in the Miami hedonistic behaviors.
Nah, y'all definitely did.
Y'all, what you talking about? Y'all, you was
Nah,
there too. He said, yeah, y'all definitely did. You was right there.
Still tried to slide out of there,
Nah,
bro.
man. I did 2 photo shoots while we were down there.
Now he
with
was
these
working.
2 girls. But then I remember the one night y'all wanted to go to Live or something, and I was like, I don't know. I think I want to do something else. And I ended up going to the Miami Heat. We're in the playoffs, and I went to the game by myself.
You did go to the game by yourself.
Bro, and I'll always remember that
Yeah.
because after the game was over, I went to the Uber app, and this was when Uber and Lyft were like still pretty new. And I went to the Uber app, and I went in to put our hotel in from the stadium. Shit was only right across the bridge back into South Beach.
Yeah.
And it said $186, and I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
you
yo,
should've walked home.
what? Yeah, for real.
That's wild.
So I had never used Lyft before, so I went over to the Lyft app, I put it on my stuff, and Lyft was like, it'll be like $33. And I was like,
Damn.
what?
You was trying to get
I
Uber
sat in
Black.
that car for 3.5 hours, though. The traffic was insane.
That's wild, man.
Yo.
So I did kind of feel bad for that driver because they didn't make shit, but
$30.
yeah.
$10
Yeah,
an
man.
hour.
We was in Miami. The Miami trip was dope. We went out there, even though that didn't pop off where I didn't meet those, the individuals that I wanted to meet, and get a chance to be in the studio and show them my beats and stuff like that. It still was a good experience. I think that was actually my first time in Miami in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my first time. I was like, dang, it's pretty lit out
And
here.
you and Salim almost missed that flight, too.
Yo, we definitely almost missed the flight back, man.
I'm literally sitting in my seat. The gate is about to close, and then here comes Cooley and Salim. They got food in their hands.
Twin
just walking
Towers.
Through the fuck. I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
yo.
my God.
So, quick question for you before we get any deeper into like what you do, because I know you do everything. When I first met Cooley, he used to cut my hair, bro, in his room. He used to cut
on his resume,
bro. Promise you.
Yo.
So
Hustler.
when I first met him, it was in high school, right? And everybody for some reason thought we were related because we were both tall, black, and skinny. But I wasn't as tall as them. They're like huge. They used to just bully me in school, bro. They used to just bully me in school.
Cuff was the homie. Cuff was little bro, man. He was definitely, he always been an individual that smart, I would say. Dude was always smart.
Word.
I'll say that. And he knew the hierarchy to things. He was a young dude, younger than us, and he didn't have an ego to be like, oh, I wanted this and this. He knew a hierarchy to things, and he was like, nah, these big bros, I respect them, and I'm going to learn from them.
Nah, word.
And you know what I mean? He grew from, our mistakes and stuff like that. So it was definitely a vibe, man.
So thank you. I appreciate that. Actually,
course,
I
bro.
really do appreciate that. But so I was talking about you cut my hair.
Yeah.
Then you started making beats, right? So how did you actually get into like the whole music thing and then making the beats?
Got you. So, cutting hair, I'll go into that first real quick since you
So
want to
line
know.
me up real quick.
So I had braids. I never let another man touch my head since I was 9 years old. That was the last time I had a low cut. I think it's feminine. Myself, personally, I truly think it's weird if another man touches your hair.
A woman cuts my hair.
Yeah. But anyways, so
I'm
I
weird.
had braids, and then I remember in 12th grade, I cut my hair off, and it was terrible. I went to school, my line was all messed up. It was crooked. Shorties laughing at me, niggas making fun of me like, bruh, what is that? And ever since then, I just kept practicing and getting nice with it. But not only that, the main reason why I started cutting my own hair, because I was broke. I didn't have no money to go to a barber shop. So I really had to learn how to do things myself. So then I started with Salim's head, shaping him up, cutting him. Cuff wanted to cut, giving Cuff a cut. So all these C's, man.
Yeah, word.
I feel like a Crip right now. Yeah, that's pretty much where the hair cutting came from. As far as the music and the making beats, the producing stuff, put it like this. Y'all know of FL Studio, Fruity Loops. And we had, what is it, like Fruity Loops 26, version 26, or I think it's more versions than that. I started off on Fruity Loops 1. So I started making beats when I was 12 years old.
Word.
Yeah. So first I started doing an MPC, making beats, because my brother was a producer, so I learned a lot from him. And then, he was older and doing a whole lot of things in the music industry. And then I was like, dang, I don't have a beat machine. So now, but I got a little laptop. I got a little computer. So let me download this FL Studio. I did the crack version. It wasn't even the official one because remember, I was broke. So I got the crack version and I started making beats off of that. And then I just never stopped making beats. I was always playing basketball. After ball and schoolwork, I'd be in the crib making beats, man. So
Cuff said you're trash at basketball.
Dang, Cuff, that's what you think, bro?
Hey man,
He said it yesterday.
I definitely I said he wasn't always hooping with us. I was out there with Salim in the morning. I was out there with Cooley. He was in the house making music though. I know that for certain.
Oh yeah. Depending on the age, right? So once I got to about 20, I think it was like 23, right after I had my daughter, I stopped playing ball. Yeah. I played ball like once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
But I still could dunk. I could still dunk now.
Yo, dude is 6'11", bro. Like,
I would hope you can dunk.
Yeah, I could still bang now, but
so if you get on the court now, how many points you giving them? What's your stat line gonna look like?
I don't know, man. I'm a lot. I weigh a lot more than I used to weigh, and I don't run like that. I'm in the gym, but
so you're like a set shooter now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm a set shooter, man.
I'll
pull up from anywhere, but I still put a nigga in a post move and yam on him. So that's so I'm still capable of that, you know.
Getting busy. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nah. Yo, so let's get into your podcast, No Fugazi.
Yeah, man.
You've gotten quite a few viral clips right now.
Yeah,
It's been going crazy.
I think every episode has at least 3 or 4 viral clips, man.
Which is dope.
Yeah.
It's dope. When you go into an episode, are you looking for viral clips or are you just letting it happen naturally and seeing what happens?
Yeah, no. When I go into an episode, I go into, with a genuine spirit, to try to, because once again, these girls is random. I don't recruit the girls. I have a team that recruits the girls for me. And I know that girls, I'm a man. I'm a big man. And I know that women, they happen to be more sensitive. So when I go into any podcast, I don't go in to kick a girl out or to make a girl feel bad. I always go in there with a genuine, spirit. And, just to have genuine conversations about dating and relationships. Mm-hmm. The problem is that in 2023 now, these women are delusional. You know what I mean? For instance, they don't have the ability to differentiate things. They think that everything is the same. So when a woman they're like, oh, well, we're talking about a man's and a female's sexual experience. And they think that a man sleeping with 100 girls and a woman sleeping with 100 girls is the same. But they don't understand that there's a difference. So the ability to be able to differentiate things, you need the ability to find 2 or more differences in things. You know what I mean? So they can't do that. They think everything is similar. They have a very it's like a kid mindset, I would say. Not all women. And I would say men have this mindset too. They lack the ability to differentiate things. So for example, the 100 body count. Mm-hmm. The difference is that, well, when a man sleeps with a woman, he conquers that woman. When a woman sleeps with a man, she's been conquered. So it's 2 totally different things. You know what I mean? So then you got to peel back the layer. What does it take for a woman to be conquered? Well, what does it take? Well, one, we know that women don't sleep with men that they don't like. They sleep with a man that they do like. So that woman has to build up an emotional investment with a man to a degree, not to a high degree, but she has to be emotionally invested to a degree. So if she slept with 100 men, that woman is broken because she, think about it, she had to build up an emotional investment 100 times. She's been conquered 100 times. She's a broken woman. The man, on the other hand, he conquered 100 women. And we know, peel back the layer, what it takes to be a man to sleep with 100 girls. It takes skill. It takes an ability. And we call those men pimps and players. But on the other hand, the woman that sleeps with 100 guys, we call her a whore.
Oh, shoot or shoot, baby. Shoot or shoot, baby. Shoot or shoot.
It's just the way it is. So, and that's what my podcast is basically about, male and female intersexual dynamics. And that's pretty much explaining that attraction isn't symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. We're attracted to a soft feminine woman with a small waist and a fat booty, is soft, right? Women are attracted to a masculine man. She likes the broad shoulders. She likes, an assertive, dominant man, a man that's ambitious. So it's just different. An ambitious woman doesn't get our dick hard, right? But an ambitious man, that gets the pussy wet. So, yeah.
So I don't look at Dylan's questions or anything like that. So if I'm stepping on your toes here, I apologize. But where did the idea for the podcast come from?
So we got to go back a little bit. So, and y'all know me, man, especially Cuff, man. You grew up with me. You was with me in high school and stuff like that. So you know that I was always a man with the ability to attract women. Yeah. And which you are that man as well.
I wasn't going to say it, but you know what I mean?
You learned from the best, my brother. But what I'm saying is the idea, I got to go back to 2020. So
at least it's not 2015.
Not 2015 anymore. Yeah, so how I started the podcast, going back to 2020, I was on Clubhouse. Yeah. And that's when Clubhouse first came out. And it was right before COVID and all of that. I think COVID happened in March, and that's when everything like shut down. But Clubhouse was popping like the beginning of that year. And I was on there debating with people. I would jump into certain rooms on Clubhouse, and, it'd be rooms about, psychology and biology. It'd be rooms about politics. And then it'd also be rooms about relationships and dating. So I'll be in these rooms debating with people. And on Clubhouse, while I was on Clubhouse, I seen a void in the market. I seen that when I was in these rooms talking to men and women, really the men, it was a lot of like beta feminine men. They would be like saying phrases, speaking like women, like, oh, well, yeah, if you want a woman to really love you, you have to be emotionally vulnerable with her, and, saying all of these weird terms. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? They believing in love languages and all of these things that I've disputed years ago. I'm just like, wait, people like think, grown men, they think like this, and this is hogwash. It isn't any good advice for any man to like take on. So I seen a void in the market on Clubhouse, but what it did was I was able to speak with a large majority of people, but on Clubhouse they don't see you, it's just your voice. So you could be like ferocious in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's usually what it is. So I walked into it not knowing that, and people are being there like they'll eat you up. So then I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So then I'll stay up to like 4 a.m. I'm in these rooms. I'm debating with feminists. I'm debating with far rights. I'm debating with all types of people that flat earthers. I'm debating with everybody in there. Religious debates. I'm having all type of debates. And that's what really got me open to speak about a multitude of different topics. Because I've always like known some stuff and did some research on stuff. But then to actually speak about it, like y'all really don't know me for a speaker too much. Yeah. When we would hang out, I would be more of that punchline type of guy. I kind of speak when it's necessary, but when I do say something, it's like, oh, this nigga funny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what it's usually like. But and you even see that in my music. When we would produce music together, me, Cuff, and 1000, I would always be the dude that would come up with a hook. Yeah, I'll have a very easy ability to come up with hooks to things and also come up with punchlines. But that was all I did. I never was a full speaker. So Clubhouse kind of opened me up. They opened up that gate for me to start speaking and expressing myself. Okay. And then from Clubhouse, I started, TikTok popped off with me and my girl on there. Went to like 1 million followers on TikTok, so that was cool. And then men started hitting me up to coach them. So I started coaching men even before I got into the podcast space. And then from Clubhouse, I started coaching women, because when I'll be in these rooms debating people, the girls that hit me up like, wait, so how do I keep a man, and how do I this and this? Like, so I'll start coaching people. So then from Clubhouse to coaching people, TikTok to coaching people, I'm like, I might as well start a podcast. So that's when I started the podcast, and bringing on girls, and having those relationship and dating discussions. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
So I got a couple questions from there.
Yeah.
So my first one would be, I'll go with the first one. My first one would be, I remember the viral moments on TikTok and stuff with you and your girl. I used to see like some like hateful comments sometimes from those videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How did that used to make you feel, and like how did you like react or deal with those things?
Hateful comments, it'd just be low IQ people talking about a black man and a white woman shouldn't be together. It's low IQ behavior.
So you just ignored it?
Yeah, man. We've been slaying white girls since, 2005.
I plead the fifth.
I mean, it is what it is. That's just like, if you seeing, and it sounds crazy that the type of people that say that, they have a victim mindset. And when you have a victim mindset, it's literally a low IQ because you feel that you are a victim, so you can't think past your victimhood. So those people that would comment that was just like, it never fazed me at all, man.
Word.
Okay.
No, I'm glad you asked that because that was in my notes too.
Oh, my bad. I didn't.
No,
mean
you're
to
good.
steal.
The last thing you talked about touched like 3 of these things.
Oh, word.
So,
We could always go into more depth with anything though, too, man.
Yeah, of
I could
course.
always elaborate a little bit more.
I had a ticket for 2 questions here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first one's Cash. The next one was when you were on Clubhouse doing all that stuff, what was the point of doing it? Were you just doing it for fun? Did you always have like another plan in mind, or like what was going on there?
Okay.
You was just picking at people, just like,
So I'll speak about this a little bit. It was, the reason why I did it is because it was something uncomfortable to do.
Okay.
So I was in a space of a self-improvement space, and I've been in that space for many years. I wanted to improve on a multitude of things in my life. And y'all always knew me for, I never drank or smoke or, and I don't even cuss.
Yeah.
And I've never done that, but I've wanted to self-improve a little bit more. And one of the areas where I wanted to self-improve was the ability to just speak better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to publicly speak. And then it was this app where they don't see me and I just get to speak.
Yeah.
So it was like open doors. And I remember the first time I was on this app speaking, it was like, it gave me like this rush. And I'm like, it was uncomfortable, but I was like, no, I want to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
So I went into that space of speaking, and that's what really, I had no motive to ever do a podcast or to really even get my perspective out there. Really, the motive was to just do something that I'm uncomfortable with and to become comfortable with it.
Awesome.
Word.
Yeah.
We definitely support that here.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. I feel that way about this podcast myself.
Yeah.
Like just being in front of, I don't even like talking in front of people. So it's like having mad cameras on you talking.
It's bright ass light.
Yeah, exactly. You got bright lights. Like it's weird for me, but it was a challenge. And every day we're in here, every week, you just get more comfortable.
Yeah.
Step outside your box a little bit more.
Yeah, you tend to experience a little bit of that social anxiety. And one of the things I learned of to control the social anxiety that one may experience is, because normally when you're speaking, publicly speaking, you tend to, all human beings do this, but we tend to think that other people are thinking about us and looking at us and care about us. So then that creates the social anxiety because you're like, wait, am I speaking right? Is my cadence in my voice right? And how do I look when I'm speaking?
Yeah.
It's because you're thinking about other people thinking about you. But the reality is other people are thinking about other people are thinking about them too. So no one's thinking about no one.
That's true.
That's the fact. So then once I realized that, then it helps out with the social anxiety and you'll be able, well, this is what you do is instead of thinking about other people thinking about you, you just think about the other person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of thinking about yourself, because that's what you're doing. If you're thinking about other people thinking about you, you're thinking about yourself. So what you want to do is think about the other person and how can you convey your message to the other person so it's digestible for them. So when I started thinking like that, like, well, let me elaborate on this. Maybe they don't understand me, or maybe I'm not saying this in a way where it's digestible for them. So that really helped out because then I'm just thinking about the other person listening to me speak instead of thinking about the other person thinking about me speaking.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And it'll help out with it.
That's one thing I definitely noticed when I watch your podcast is like you have a very calm demeanor and tone about everything you say. No matter if it's going to be offensive or not, he's like, okay, well, you can leave. Hey, yo, get her out of here, please.
Yeah, man.
You can leave.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man. It's I mean, and I do get a lot of compliments on that. You know, guys say, "Oh man, you look like a pretty stoic individual." I don't know. I mean, I kind of always been like this. If y'all know me for many years, I've always had a strong hold of my emotions, and I wouldn't have like emotional outbursts. Pretty much, if I'm feeling something, you can't see it within me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, how do you put it?
Stoic, he just said it.
Yeah, it'd be stoic. The ability to
I
have
guess
control
you're
of
right.
your emotions. Yeah.
Hey, perfect word to describe it, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Don't worry about me. Yo, so let's ask you this. I know everybody asks this question on like music podcasts and stuff, but
Word.
you got to give us your top 5.
You too bad to be out here single. Fuck it, throw that ass back, cause you top 5.
But most influential artists that have like influenced your life and what you listen to or what music you've made over your time.
Okay. I would say for me, the most influential person was my brother. Because he was in the music industry. He used to produce beats for, like, back in the 90s and early 2000s. He produced music for, like, LL Cool J, Missy Elliott, Mariah Carey, a multitude of people in the music industry he produced music for. So that's who I looked at as far as music. And my beats emulated that. Okay. You know what I mean? As far as people in the industry growing up who I liked, like growing up when I was young, I liked DMX a whole lot. Like when I was in my younger ages, and Jay-Z, and I would say I loved Cash Money. Okay. Cash Money back then, like Juvenile and all that. I love that type of music. You know what it is? I got the block on fire. So I used to listen to all of that stuff when I was young. Then when I got older, my taste in music kind of switched. I would say I still was Jay-Z, and then this when Lil Wayne was coming out, he was hard. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Jay-Z. So top 5, I'll give a top 5. I would say Pac, Jay-Z, and there's no order to it, but Pac, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. I would say, who else can I put in there? I would say Drake would be in the top 5 now. Mm-hmm. Who else am I missing? I don't know. It's a toss up.
Your bro.
Well, yeah, bro. I would say bro is better than everybody because that was like the idol. That's who I looked up to. Right. But yeah, I would just give those 4. I can't even think of a 5th one right now. Yeah.
That's all we need. That's dope though. I mean, it's a solid list.
Yeah, and all of those people, they were influenced by other people. You know what I mean? Like Wayne was influenced by Jay and all these other people in the music industry. Drake was influenced by a multitude of individuals. So I still respect and like other music as well. But as far as like people, I'll put it like this. I'm not really the type of person that listens to music and like those filler songs. Like say if you listen to an album and it's like, oh, that's a filler. Yeah. You can't that ain't gonna bump in a club and that ain't really gonna bump in a car. Mm-hmm. I don't really care about those songs.
Doesn't really hold value.
Yeah, it don't really hold value to me personally. Yeah. I like the songs where it's like, ooh, this is catchy. This is gonna be that banger. This is an anthem. I was always like one of those anthem type of people. So like for instance, like a J. Cole, he never really had an anthem for me, but he was dope. So
Power Trip,
and he write on the shirt. So J. Cole he's a dope rapper, but he never really had that anthem for me. Yeah. So and you got to think about it. That's why I told you I liked
Love Yours? Come on.
Wait,
Yeah,
Love
that's
Yours?
That's not an anthem. I feel like it's a.
That's better than yours.
Yeah, but
Or
that ain't no
Power
anthem.
Trip.
I was gonna
But
say
it's
that's
all
why
good, it's all good.
that's why I liked DMX when I was young. DMX had them anthems.
Yeah.
He had them anthem type tracks. Drop, you know what I mean?
Down, open up,
It
shop.
was all them anthems.
Whoa.
So that's just me. Like I always like those anthem type music. So yeah, man.
All right. Did you listen for All the Dogs?
Yeah, I did listen for All the Dogs.
What do you think of it?
My first listen to For All the Dogs, I got on the phone with 1000. We spoke about it a little bit. We still do that. We'll hit each other up when Drake drop an album or someone drop an album that we pay attention to. And the beats was just not it. I say that. So the beats was a little bit like, it really didn't have that influence. It wasn't like those old Drake beats that he used to rap on. Facts. Like even like the sounds within the beats, like the snare. I'm like, why are you using this old snare? Facts. It'll be the little things in it. You agree?
Yo, I told Dylan, I'm like, yo, this joint is
shut the fuck up,
trash,
Cuff.
bro.
So, but
and every guest we've had so far been on his side. Like, yo, this album is fire. It's Drake. Oh my God, I love Drake.
nah. It's definitely not fire. I would say that the quality beats was very subpar, and then Drake, even his bars, it seemed like, I guess because he had, who did he had helping him with this album? Yachty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess like the bars was just like why this not a Drake bar. You usually talk real bossy, Drake. You talking like you a little like I need that
Like the
boss
city
talk.
girls up in here.
Yeah.
Facts.
I need that Drake boss talk. But
The proof is in the pudding.
He still had some tracks on it that was good. I do like the track with him and J. Cole.
First person shooter. Or
First person shooter
the new one?
and
Evil Ways. The new
Evil
one?
Ways.
Yeah.
Evil Ways. I like that
That's
as
just
well. But yeah, man. So I would say it's not in Drake's. Is one of Drake's worst albums for me.
That's crazy.
But you're still a
that's
Drake fan, right?
That's his
Yeah, I still
personal
like
opinion,
Drake.
That's
and I
all I'm
respect it.
saying.
Yeah, I
Now
still
you
like
respect
Drake.
his opinion.
That's our guest.
Yo, they've been trying to change my mind for the past like 3 weeks. It's all good.
Without evolution, he's gonna be
but-
09 Drake
but
forever.
But you actually listened to the album. That's my thing.
Yeah. I
I
listened
had-
to that album.
Cuff never gave it an honest listen.
I
He
had
just
to
said
listen
it's
to
trash.
it. You've been playing it, bro. Like, what else I'm gonna do? I've been hearing it.
That's fine.
Digest that
Whatever.
shit.
It's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How did you
Guilty.
get into life coaching? Because that's
Um,
something I didn't know about before.
Yeah, man. So currently, right now, I do a few things in coaching, and it's on my website. I'm on my Instagram page. I have a Calendly app, but I do relationship coaching. I do online dating coaching, and then I do couples coaching, and then I also do male self-improvement. So the male self-improvement is really like that life coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, how did I get into it? It kind of all came from Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it came from, because remember what I said? I said I started speaking more on Clubhouse, and then that's when I grew. I knew it was like, okay, I have something here. What I'm saying is people are resonating. It's resonating with them. So women started reaching out on Clubhouse, so I would then coach women on relationships and stuff like that. And then on TikTok, when that was blowing up, people would see me with my girl, like, dang, she's a hot little white chick. How'd you get this girl? Like, how do you have her like submitting to you like that? You know what I mean? Like, we got videos that go viral where she washing me in the bathroom. I walk into the house, she kneeling to me, she kissing my feet. You know what I mean? She's feeding me food. So it's funny videos, but men would be like, yo, this. But it's
some great marketing.
It's real.
Yeah.
Too.
That's some
It's
great
real
marketing.
as well. It's not real to the sense where she actually bows to me. No, that's not real. But it's real to the sense of where she's very submissive to me, and I lead that relationship. So I guess throughout my funny videos, men would see that, and then they would, hit me up and stuff like that, and I would charge a price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Money talks.
basically, you're like Hitch.
Yo, no lie, bro. Modern day Hitch, bro.
That was a great. You
crazy.
seen that movie, right?
Of course, yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, Hitch is a great movie. That was a good plan though.
I was gonna say because when he first started talking, something clicked in your head.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
your
like-
light bulb went off, and you were like,
Hitch, I seen that movie, bro.
Yeah, what y'all think about Will Smith now, though, man?
Yikes.
I know.
That's not.
I don't know exactly what you would say, but I know you would say some stuff.
He used to be my favorite actor.
Yeah,
He not there no more.
He not your favorite actor anymore.
He definitely not. I'm not tuning in,
Is it because he's been getting dogged, or is it because
bro.
he just,
I'm not even gonna talk on that. It's just there's been a lot. There's been a lot.
what you think on
Recently,
that, Kyle?
recently it's been a
Bro,
lot.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man.
He said, "Oh man,
I know. Like, what you gonna say? Well, damn, you went outside, bro.
you going down south."
You used to
I
be
just
the
think-
Fresh Prince, and
I just think Jada needs to stop talking, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
That's not all though. That's not all though.
yeah, that's
Oh, for
he said
sure.
That's not all.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
I could give my perspective if y'all want to hear it.
Absolutely.
on Will Smith. So I would say this, right? I thought about it deeply, and I could tackle this conversation in a multitude of different ways, but I'll try it just in two so y'all can understand my perspective. So my true perspective is that he's a homosexual. That's one perspective, and I'll break it down to why I think this. So anytime there's rumors that happen, there's usually, I would say there's usually truth to what's the word? Trying to think.
I don't know what you
gossip.
No, not truth to gossip. It's usually truth to never mind. Skip that. Because I can't even think of the word right now. But what I'm saying is there was a lot of rumors about Will Smith. And it was rumors where him and Jada was swinging. Remember, we all heard these rumors.
Yep.
Him and they used to, and it was rumors about him being bisexual, like, being with men and also being with women, and Jada being with other men and stuff like that. So just the whole swinger culture, right? So then you got to think about, why is these rumors coming up? And these rumors been out since like the early 2000s. Like, these rumors been there. So then you take the rumors, but then we heard those rumors, but we didn't take it. We just was like, throw this away. This is the Fresh Prince. This is our guy.
Yeah.
These rumors can't be true, right? So then it's like, all right, rumors is not true. So we put it to the side. Then it comes out, the red table talk is the first thing that we all jump from. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, so your wife was smashing August Alsina? She was smashing another dude? And then not only was she smashing another dude, she brung you to a table talk to tell you, but not only to tell you, when you confronted her about it, she tried to minimize it and said it was an entanglement. No, you was conquered. Remember what I said in the beginning of the podcast? Women get conquered when they have sex with a man, and men, we do the conquering. So she was conquered by another individual, and he sat across the table, looked her in her eyes, had the sad face, and still was with her. So that tells me one thing. Those rumors becoming a little bit more true. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like some of the rumors is starting to trickle up. Like, I'm like, whoa, this is getting a little spooky. But it wasn't there at first. I'm like, maybe. I still got faith in the Fresh Prince. He can't be that dude. So I'm thinking like, nah, he ain't gonna go down that bad. So then when he slapped Chris Rock, I'm like, bruh, this gotta be fake. So everyone thought the slap was fake. Because it's like, well, how can he be that emotionally triggered? Yeah. That's feminine behavior. That's just it. That is feminine behavior. So I used to write statuses about it on Facebook. I didn't believe it. I was like, yo, this is fake. This is capped. This is, what is it? A publicity stunt.
Right.
Just to get the views up for the Oscars. That's what I truly thought.
Right.
But then it comes out that the Oscars was like trying to sue him and stuff. I'm like, it's real?
They banned him.
Okay, they banned him. So then it comes that it's real. So if that's real, his feminine nature of him being very feminine and having an emotional reaction of a man making a joke and then he's smacking that man, well, that's
also
feminine.
real.
So guess what? Remember those rumors I told you about? The rumors get a lot more closer. He a homosexual. I just proved it here on Yop Gang.
Bro.
Yop Podcast. Y'all
Sherlock
get the exclusive.
Yo, that's crazy.
Sherlock Cooley.
Y'all get the exclusive.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah,
Bro,
man.
I just saw an article. I don't even know if this is true. Like, you just don't know it's true anymore. But I saw an article like yesterday that was like, the title was Will Smith says that he used to vomit after orgasm with a woman. Bro,
yeah,
it's like,
that's beta. That's beta. That's
See what he was just saying?
some weird
yeah,
stuff,
that's
man.
fucking weird,
They
man.
had something. They
I
had
was
something
like,
that
what is
solidified. They
that?
had something that solidified a little bit more recently.
So now look. So now I didn't even finish that.
Put a trigger warning on this
look,
episode.
Now you got the slap happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got all the stuff that Jada talking about. She's in love with Tupac. Tupac, my alpha. I should have been with Tupac. He was gonna marry me. Meanwhile, she's
They were
still married to
soulmates.
Will Smith. They were soulmates. She's saying all of this stuff, right? But now we know that August Alsina is actually a homosexual. He's gay. He has a boyfriend. So what this tells me is that Jada likes being a top. She likes being a top. And the reason why she loved Tupac so much because she couldn't be the top with Tupac.
That makes
He was
sense,
the
bro.
only individual where she couldn't be the top. And oh what? Oh, you pulling it up? Yeah.
No, this is completely different. This is one of his former assistants.
Oh, one of the former assistants.
One of his former assistants saying that he walked in on Will Smith getting.
I ain't even get to that. I was about to
Yeah,
get to that
yeah.
too.
He was getting backdoor Bobby?
Yeah.
And that just came out. That just came out 5 days
Backdoor
ago.
Bobby. We getting the exclusive. So look, so when you start because you got to be able to differentiate things, and then you also have to be able to find similarities in things. So what I've seen was that, okay, she's with Will Smith, and Will Smith is a lesser of Tupac. Then she went on with August Alsina, and August Alsina is a lesser of Will Smith. So then it's like, okay, these are two individuals that she could dominate it and she runs the relationship with. She ran those entanglements with. But Tupac, the reason why she's so obsessed with Tupac, because that was the
couldn't
one
break him.
and only individual where she had to be submissive. Not had to. Tupac was just more of a masculine male that allowed her to be in her true femininity
Right.
and submit to that man. So I think that Jada is just alpha widowed. So she got with an alpha, which in her eyes she think is Tupac. But, you know, once you get with the alpha, you be yearning for that alpha. And the other dudes just don't measure up for her.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, because she let Tupac in, as you would say, into her soul gaps,
Yep. Yeah. He slid in.
no one's ever going to amount to that. And these niggas is just like,
No one's ever going to amount to it. And she even said, when a woman says Tupac and Will, they're so different than one another, right? Okay, well, what are they different in? And then when she said that Tupac actually was okay with me dating Will Smith. What we all know. When a nigga is like, oh yeah, I don't care you talk to that
We ain't
dude.
worried
We already
about him
know
for
that
a
we ain't
reason.
worried about that dude. He a little dude to me.
Right.
He the little dog. That's little bro right there. His masculinity ain't there. He's a little boy to me. So already there was a hierarchy to things. So in Jada Pinkett Smith eyes, Tupac was at the top of that hierarchy. Yeah.
Wild. Just
Wild
broke
stuff,
it down
man.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood Uncovered, baby.
I got the exclusive,
with
man.
no fugazi.
I got the exclusive.
TMZ hit him up.
Yo.
So, I'm a nicotine fiend, and I love weed.
Yeah.
Those are my vices to get me through life. Does Cooley have any vices? I know you don't curse, you don't smoke, you don't
Yeah.
drink. So what? You got anything that just like helps you get through the day?
So I used to have a vice. So you got to think about it. Men's vices are normally smoking, drinking, and sex, or video games.
That's
You know what I mean? That's like the 4 vices that men would have. The one
Exercise.
that's not really a vice.
You don't think so?
Nah, it takes discipline to exercise because
It take discipline to fuck a lot, too.
Less discipline than going to the gym every
just
damn
less-
day.
Facts.
Cause having
'Cause I don't
sex
go to
is
the
like
gym.
is like pleasurable.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so I would say that. So out of those 4 vices, let's just say most men have those 4 vices. So smoking, drinking, sex, and video games. The one that sticks the most is sex. Is that vice where it's like, oh, they always craving it. So I would say at this point in time in my life, I have no vices.
Okay.
Yeah, so sex was the one that a man always want. Even with my shorty, I'm like, nah, I gotta tear that thing up all the time. But I'm so busy now, that's not even a vice for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need that to get through the day. So yeah, I would say I don't have any vices. If I'm thinking right now, I'd say I have none.
All right.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, man, I'm
More
locked
power
in.
to you. Yeah, exactly.
I'm locked and loaded. Extremely focused, man. Normally, when I bang out a podcast, sometimes it'll go until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. If I need to, do any edits, send any content off to get edited, I'm staying late after the podcast, maybe sometimes until 6 in the morning, just to get things done.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm extremely focused, man. When you build a business and you're making money off of it, you know what you could do with it now.
Yeah.
Okay, now just put in more hours. I almost worked 24 hours. When was it? Like last week.
For real.
I almost worked 24. I think I worked about 19 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only slept a few hours. I was at the
What were
studio
you
the whole
doing?
time.
Just
So I was backed up on clips and everything to put out because I had to fire. I had to get rid of one of my clips guys, and then I hired another one. So I was lacking on some clips. So I was making my own clips. I was just chopping it up on Adobe Premiere Pro and making my own clips. Stayed up late, and not only that, I had to get my YouTube channel in order because my YouTube channel wasn't in order. Views was going down because the customization of the YouTube channel was just all off.
okay.
Yeah, like my live stream videos wasn't at the top. The videos that I would post, it was just all off. So then I had to reorganize everything and get everything back to and actually do research to see what works best.
Okay.
So those 19 hours was research and editing, and more research and more editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yo, how many episodes are you in?
You know what? I don't even know. Probably over 50.
50?
I know I'm over 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're like 7 episodes in right now.
Yeah.
You got any advice for us?
Yeah, man. Keep pushing, bro. Keep pushing, and live stream, best thing.
Yeah.
I still have some, anytime you live stream, you always encounter some issues. So you need a good producer back there that knows how to produce and do the live streaming. But I would say we're in an age of speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So speed is money. Right? Speed is money. Think about the topics that we're talking about now with the whole Jada Pinkett Smith thing. Say if you would have brought me in about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago when it was hot,
Yeah.
you could have,
That's
clip
a
that up
clip.
real quick,
Yeah.
get that out as fast as you can. It has a higher probability of getting more views. More views equals more money.
Right.
Yeah, but you just don't want to do things for views though too.
No, that's not authentic.
Yeah, it's not
genuine.
authentic. Like my podcast called No Fugazi, you want to be as authentic as possible. So you want to do things for purpose, for quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I would say keep grinding, man. You're gonna get there. But if you can go live stream, try to live stream, because not only that, you'll have the audience coming. Even if you start off with 10 people watching, that 10 people, you go keep doing it every podcast episode, that 10 people gonna turn to 20. That 20 gonna turn to 80. That 80, you're gonna have 200 people watching your live stream. Yeah. Then they gonna be sending in super chats. Then you making money off live streams. You're like, oh, I'm live streaming. The audience want to ask questions. Guess what? I did this episode, last night. They sent me in $200 off the episode. This is cool. You know what I mean? So
I did see that. So how does that? So someone just asked a question and they sent money with it. How does that work?
Yeah. So Facebook, I have a lot of my followers. I have 450,000 followers on Facebook. So they'll send in Facebook. They send stars, and those stars accumulate to dollars. Okay. So I got a lot of stars when I was live yesterday on Facebook, and I wasn't live that long. And then on YouTube, I went live, and that's a super chat. So what they do is on YouTube, you send in you don't have to ask a question. You could just send in money to support the channel. But what I say is, if you want to ask a question to the girls, or if you want to comment about anything, because we be having those spicy conversations, send in $1. I don't care what you send in. But they'll be sending in like, you know, $20, $50, you know, who knows?
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
So fire.
So 50 episodes in, at what point, like, at what episode do you think you realize, like, okay, this is like something that's gonna actually like take off and be successful?
The first episode went viral. So my first episode, I had this 48-year-old woman on a podcast.
I remember that.
Yeah. And she was it didn't go viral on YouTube. That's the thing. So it's all these different platforms. Facebook, you can monetize from. Twitter now, you can monetize from. YouTube, you can monetize from. It went viral on Facebook. So at that time, I had about 30,000 followers on Facebook. The video went viral of me kicking out this 46-year-old or 48-year-old delusional woman because she couldn't take accountability. And I'm sure y'all all probably seen that video, right? Yeah. So I didn't kick her out. I'm sorry. I was just giving her the truth, right? And she couldn't handle it, so she walked off. And then her name was Diana. Everyone knows Diana. But she walked off the podcast, and then everyone was like, when I put that out, it wasn't even live, but when I put that out, everyone was like, yo, that's crazy. And I made a clip of it because people were saying that, because I didn't make the clip yet. I put out the full podcast, and then people was like, yo, she just walked off. I'm like, oh, this is a good clip. Let me make a clip of this. I put it on Facebook, and in like 3 days, it was at 1 million views. And then that week, it hit like maybe 4 million in like a week or something like that. So that boosted my Facebook it took me from 30,000 followers on Facebook all the way to about, I think I was like at 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's like a big jump.
Yeah, it was a pretty big, not even 100,000, maybe it was like 80,000. Yeah, probably like 80, a little bit under 100. But I had other clips coming out. Like once I put that out, the next few days I was putting out other clips, so that all helped grow as well. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Very first episode, you knew it was a thing.
So once that episode came out, and then I was getting very good feedback. Like y'all was saying, like they was like, yo, like you present yourself good when you speak. Your body language is, you know, very, you know, calm and cool and collective. I didn't know this about myself. I'm just who I am. And I'm like, okay, maybe I have something here. And I remember my brother called me. He was like, yo, and my brother's older than me. He's like, he's like, bro, you big bro now. And my big brother said that. Yeah. And he's like, you big bro now. So I guess even he seen something in me, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this. Yeah. So yeah, man.
We'll definitely keep going, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So Joel asked you about while we were off camera earlier about Fresh and Fit. My question is to you is like to the people that would ask you about Fresh and Fit, or think you're put in that same mold together. What separates your podcast from like the Fresh and Fit and those types of format podcasts?
Yeah. So one, shout outs to Fresh and Fit. Them boys is doing God's work over there. Also, what they have, you could emulate it. You could emulate Fresh and Fit, but you could never replicate or duplicate Fresh and Fit. And the reason why you can is because they have the chemistry between Myron and Fresh is very unique. It's hard to find that balance of that chemistry. You have Myron, a very he's a assertive, dominant man, and then you have Fresh. He's cool. He's chill. He's just coming in. He want to look fresh. You know what I mean? And he's about the jokes and stuff like that. And you have Myron. He has ideologies that he's spewing. That he's spewing to the audience and to his viewers, and which is very catchy. My space, my podcast. And podcasts like Fresh and Fit that bring on girls, that's what people would call the red pill, if y'all heard of that, right? Yep. So that's like that red pill content. A little bit, things that's different from me about the whole Fresh and Fit space, definitely 100% emulate bringing on girls. But other podcasts do that as well.
Right.
I've been doing it.
Yeah.
But I have those conversations where, you know, it's a lot of not deeper conversations, because they have a lot of deep conversations and interesting conversations. But I'm a father, one. None of them are fathers.
Right.
So I come from I have a little different perspective on things when I'm speaking to the woman. And I like to, you know, go to the cause of things, like, okay, this is where you didn't have any fatherly guidance. So I talk more about the parenting, the father stuff, because I'm a father. I have kids and things. I'm in a relationship. Been in a relationship for a long time. The other thing, I talk religion a lot. They kind of stay away from the religious debates, but I'll go in there and have a full religious debate. Also, I'll fully debate a homosexual or a girl that's bisexual, like yesterday on the podcast. And it's not about when I have these debates, like, so with Fresh and Fit, they'll just be like, oh, well, cool, it's, it's a choice. Attraction is a choice. I think that's totally incorrect. Attraction isn't a choice at all. Well, I think they say that attraction isn't a choice. I think that attraction is a choice. So I don't think that anyone was born this way. So meaning that my podcast is no fugazi. I really talk about it all, even though that, and it's no one's homophobic or not saying that we don't like the LGBT community. No, we want to actually open up the dialogue and speak about it in detail. You know what I mean? Where others, they'll like kind of hide away from it. Me, I welcome those topics. I welcome the religious topics. I welcome the psychology and biology debate topics, and also the male and female intersexual dynamics topics. So I do it all because I was doing it already on Clubhouse.
Right. Man,
Yeah.
Clubhouse was big for you then.
Yeah, so the thing on Clubhouse, it was big for me, but I didn't grow. I think I don't even know how many like followers I got on that. Maybe like a couple hundred or a couple
But
thousand.
your personal growth, though.
Personal growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helped out with a lot of personal growth. But yeah, man, you're right.
Word. Man, I should have got on Clubhouse, too.
Yeah, man, you get on Clubhouse, bro.
Nah,
It's lame now.
I would
No
get
one's
on,
even on there,
no,
really.
I know. But back when we were in like lockdown and stuff,
Yeah, when we were
I
on
would go
lockdown, it
there,
was lit, man, because that's all you could do. Like,
and I would mute myself immediately. I would just be like, "Oh, I
Listen.
hope I don't unmute myself on accident and say something." Like I don't.
Yeah.
That's how I don't. I just worry about everything I say. It's not like you were talking earlier about like, don't worry about like the people around, like what they're thinking about.
yeah,
But like I'm always like in my head, I repeat a sentence in my head before I even speak it out loud.
got you.
Like I overthink everything. So it's like, am I gonna say this correctly, or am I gonna sound like an idiot, or
I think you need Coach
am I
Cooley.
losing? Am I losing?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I have a thought and I'm about to say it, am I gonna lose it while I'm saying it? Because that happens all the time. It's like
yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying, man. I mean, that happens with me as well still, because now it's like, since I read so much and do so much research on things, when we talk about a topic, it's like, for me, it's like 20 different ways I could break this down.
Yeah.
For me, it's choosing the one that I
Right.
think that you and the audience would be able to digest it.
Yeah.
That's my only problem. So
I
yeah.
got you. I was gonna ask you this question in the beginning and I forgot. So, what's your ideal girl? Income, race, and height.
Oh, yeah, that's the question. Income, race, and height. Well, men, we don't care about income at all. We don't care. See, the difference is a man, we could truly marry a woman that works at Burger King. Like, we'll marry, if she's
Long as
bad
that ass
enough,
fat.
we'll put a ring on a woman that works at White Castle. But the difference is with a woman, she won't even look at a guy that works at White Castle.
Yeah.
Like the dude that works at White Castle, he doesn't even exist. She thinks like he's like some thing
NPC.
in space, like an NPC or something.
Yeah.
She thinks he's a bot. Like he's not even a human. He doesn't even have a heart. So
I feel you.
So yeah, man. Income doesn't matter. Race doesn't matter as well. I don't discriminate. And then what was the other one?
Height.
Height.
I just put it in.
Man,
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
6'4", man.
Yeah, it
so every
does.
girl gonna be shorter.
True that.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
good question, man. That's funny.
we had to steal that from No Fugazi, you know.
Yeah, man.
So I asked you in the beginning of the podcast about how you got to doing the podcast, if you planned on doing that from the beginning, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But where do you see your podcast going? What do you see yourself doing like from here on out?
Yeah, as far as just the podcast?
No, just in totality.
Oh, okay, in totality. As far in totality, man, I mean, I do other things than just the podcast. I got my hands in different areas. I'm still doing, I'm still in the medical space as well, doing, that's how I made, well, yeah, never mind. But yeah. So I got my hands in a few different things as far as the medical space. I do the podcast.
You don't want to.
I still make a lot of money. Well, I did like recruiting, like agency work. Staff and nurses in hospitals and stuff like that. That was real big for me in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. Made my first $100,000. Before then, I remember when I first made my first 100K, I had it. And I'm not talking about first 100K. Yeah, I'm talking about like the first 100K in my bank account.
Yeah.
Like I seen the zeros. I'm like, oh, we lit.
Right.
So, and that was years ago, but that was from me being in the medical industry.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I would say in the future, with the next 5 years, I would say I see my podcast still bringing on, girls and stuff, doing the shows with the girls, but expanding and doing other things, having different conversations about maybe religion, different conversations maybe about politics. So I'm definitely going to expand it out a little bit. I'm not going to turn it into a reaction channel at all, but I may start reacting to certain things as well, maybe even create a channel for that where just like I gave that spiel about the whole Jada Pinkett Smith, maybe starting like a little channel where I'm going to be reacting to some hot topics that's going on and stuff like that. So that's what I think I'll be expanding in the future with the podcast. Yeah. Okay. Let me ask y'all a question, man. I mean, Yop podcast, man. Where do y'all want this to go in the future? Because this is what, your 5th episode, you said?
It's like the 7th.
7th episode. Okay, 7th or 8th. So where do y'all see this going, man, in the future?
So our goal with this whole podcast and like the live sessions and everything like that is to eventually have our own music festival. Like that's the goal.
Word.
So like that's why we have, a lot of music artists on here. We want to build up a network with artists and stuff like that in the community. And we just want to throw a big ass music festival.
Big ass fucking party, yo. That's what it's gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a party.
Okay, lit. Yeah, y'all gotta stick with the name, Young and Happy People. So, okay, y'all sticking with it.
Young and Happy Fest, something like that. I think that's what. Yeah.
Yacht Fest 23.
Oh. Yeah. Nah, that's dope, man.
24.
Whatever, I'm just putting a random year on it. Place marker.
Yeah, 23 almost over, man.
It's gonna be on Christmas.
Which is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. It flew by, man.
You got any highlights for this year?
What you mean, highlights
in life?
Let me see. Yeah, man. The highlight would be I started the podcast the end of January. I would say I'm almost at 1 million followers / subscribers on all platforms. Which is big. About to touch 500,000 on Facebook. Instagram combined, I'm already at 300K with both the Instagrams combined. TikTok, I'm at 100K. So, yeah, man, it's growing. The biggest thing, the feedback that I get, man. I've been getting some really good feedback. Of course, I know you got the haters.
Of course.
But my feedback, the love has been outshining the hate, I would say. So that's been a big thing for me. I get messages from guys talking about, hey, man, you saved my life. I was about to, off myself, but because of my relationship, I didn't really understand my girl. And now with watching your podcast, you made me see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I think that's one of the big reasons why I do my podcast, because it's to explain the differences between male and female intersexual dynamics, right? Because what I've learned in society that it only goes 2 ways, really. Things are black and white. Gray is just what you don't understand, right? But once you truly understand something, it's either black or white. Yeah. So what I've learned in society nowadays is that people lack the ability to differentiate things, right? Which is to have the ability to find a difference in two or more different things. They lack that ability. So what they do is they find similarities in things, right? And when you find similarities in things, that's okay, because when you find similarities in things, it creates culture, and that culture then, can create a nation, right? But if you take it a step further, what it creates is groupthink, and then that groupthink creates a cult, and then that cult turns into a religion. And then you take it to the far extreme. You start thinking that you're so similar that you start thinking that a man could be a woman and a woman can be a man. So it gets to the very far extreme of things, right? So that's where we are at now in 2023, right? But you have to have the ability to be able to differentiate things. And when you differentiate things, it's a lot of positive things comes from that. Because then I know I'm different from you, and I'm good at this and you're good at that. Let's work together and we could build something, because we're different in it. So our differences will make something good out of that. Yeah. But guess what? There's also a dark side to differences as well, because the differences, if you take it to the extreme, it can create segregation, right? Yeah. And then if you take it to the further extreme, you start thinking that it creates pride. So then you start thinking that you're better than people, right? And then that's when enslavement happens. So you have the far right of things, and then you have the far left of things, right? And when you really understand things, in order to have peace, right, and prosperity, you need to be balanced, right? And the reason why society in 2023 is imbalanced is because God and religion is outside of society. Remember back in the day in class, we used to be able to pray in class and stuff like that. They took all of that out. You can't do any of that anymore. So because you got to think about it, without God, because we can't balance ourselves. We are incapable of balancing. Well, we can balance our individual self to a degree, but then we still need to seek a Holy Spirit to be fully balanced as a human being. But then imagine we're all together. Imagine trying to balance a community without any order. Mm-hmm. And where would order come from? Order would have to come from the Creator. And then, because you got to think about it, God gave the commandments. And then that commandments was order. And then that order was a religion, which then basically was, okay, it's to differentiate things. Well, this is what I tolerate and this is what I don't tolerate. Make sense? Yep. So then that creates that religion. All religions have things that they tolerate and things that they don't tolerate. So we lack that now in culture. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Fully lack it. We think everything is similar. We all want to be the same. We all, it's this whole group thing. So it's
everybody's robots anymore.
Everybody's robots. So you got sorry to get into politics a little bit, but you got one side of thinking, which is the right side, and then you got the other side of thinking, which is the left, and that's okay. But the problem is when it gets to the far extremes. Yeah. So you need to find some equal balance between the two.
I agree completely.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man,
that's some deep combos for y'all right there. Yeah. I ain't get that. I ain't get that on the pod. First time I'm breaking y'all in a little bit.
Break it down. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yo, so we're the Young and Happy podcast. We have to talk about mental health a little bit.
For sure.
Usually we just check in with our guests and kind of see where they're at with their mental health. Where you at right now? You happy?
Yeah, man. So I would say with myself, like I said, I always like to differentiate things, right? So happiness is fleeting. Fleeting meaning that if you chase happiness, well, you can't stay happy all the time.
Right.
So you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be depressed, emotional. Things are gonna happen. So if you chase happiness, you'll never find peace, right? So I don't chase happiness, I chase discipline. Right. Okay. So within discipline, I found out the more disciplined I am, put it like this. Say if you masturbate a whole lot, right? Say you beating off, you a meat beater. You Pamela Henderson, right? You Pamela Henderson out here, right?
Yep.
Say you the professional meat beater, and what you do is, and you've been doing that. And when you go out and you talking to chicks or whatever, it's like you don't really have that, like that.
You don't got it in
talking
you.
to them, you don't got it in you no more because you done let it out on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So, but then think about the times when you were disciplined, where you like, man, I ain't about to beat no more. I'm about to go out to the club and have a good time. You feel more like you got that beast in you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So,
and then when you actually, accomplish that mission with a female, you feel good about it, and you ain't beat off.
just know that Cooley really able to differentiate.
Can we just get this right? It's differentiate.
It is. It is differentiate.
I didn't want to be a dickhead, but it's been said like 20 times.
Yeah,
so.
Differentiate.
It is. The white guy with the good English language. He did say it right.
Yo, he said differentiate.
Differentiate. It's
all
differentiate.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Nah, we had a great conversation. I really appreciate you for coming through today and talking to us. Did you have anything else, Dill?
Yeah, man. Lay it on me, bro. We mobbing.
Does Cooley get road rage?
Road rage?
Yeah. Or you get disciplined?
I felt like Cooley be on the road. Yo, what the freak, bro? Beep, beep, beep.
Because you don't curse.
Yeah, man.
Get the freak off the road, dude.
Yeah, nah, man.
Whore.
Nah, man. I never had any road rage, man. I never got to the point where I was that emotional and frustrated. I mean, of course you get aggravated or agitated, if you're on a road and someone's driving real slow and you got to be somewhere at a certain time. But then you got to take accountability. Well, you only rushing because you ain't get up early enough.
My thing with driving is people that don't know how to drive.
That too.
Because you're just putting everybody's lives at risk. Like, you ain't driving a fucking killing machine around going 60 miles an hour. Like, come on, bro.
That's true.
That's the only thing that drives me nuts about driving.
That is true. But yeah, I don't really experience road rage.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had maybe some sort of outburst before in the past, maybe at someone driving wild, but nothing too crazy.
I feel you. Yeah, just
man.
be chilling.
My man is totally zen. I don't let nothing knock me off my
Do
balance.
you meditate at all?
Nah, I don't meditate. Really what I do now, with my life, my day to day. So I stay busy. I work out at least 4 days a week. So I go to the gym at least 4 days a week. So the gym definitely helps with a lot, because if you have a strong body, you have a strong mind. You can't have a strong mind without a strong body. Because think about it. If you have a strong mind, if you're in a situation and you don't have and you're not physically inept to protect yourself, your mind ain't gonna be that strong. You're gonna be worried.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but if you do have a strong body, you'll have an even stronger mind. That's what I say. So I go to the gym a lot, at least 4 days a week, but I try to go 5 to 6 days a week. And I don't eat any snacks. Maybe the most type of snacks I eat is maybe cake, like a cupcake or something like that. But I don't eat any candy. You won't ever catch me with any Skittles or anything like that. Yeah. Chips. If I'm eating a sub, I'll eat some chips maybe with the sub. But as far as actual snacking, I don't do that. I'll just eat food instead. Yeah. And if I do have a craving to eat more, I'll just be disciplined not to do it. I'll be like, I'm not gonna do it. And it's not even because look, I'm thin. I'm a fairly thin guy. I'm 6'4", 200 pounds. And it's not like, I'm trying to watch my weight because I'm trying to, I don't want to get too big. It's just that I want to be more disciplined. So whatever, it's like this in my life. Whatever I have the natural proclivity to do, and I know that if I can be disciplined in it, then I will be disciplined in it. Even with sex. Like my girl I know she be wanting me to tear that up all the time. I'll be like, man, I ain't finna tear this up today. You good. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be that. Or even if I'm, knocking my girl down, maybe one day I don't want to nut. I'm gonna hold this nut in. I want to see if I could do it. It's a challenge. So I'm an individual that seeks a challenge, right? So anytime you have a mindset, because you got to think about it. Before you make an action, you have a thought. You think about something, right? But before you even think about something, you were influenced by it. Maybe you were influenced by your own biology, or you was influenced by an outside force, right? So what's the influence in our own biology? Testosterone, meaning that we all want to tear some pussy up, right? But so you got that natural proclivity that's in you, that influence there. Then you have the outside influences, and that's your family, your peers, your friends, and what you see on social media. So you are what you truly think. So if you're thinking that right now, this isn't your thoughts. This came from something else. You get what I'm saying? And I truly know this. So how can I have my own thoughts? What's the only way you can have your own thoughts? It's gonna get down to one word. Guess what? To be disciplined. Because then you're not gonna be influenced by those outside forces, and then you're not gonna really be influenced by your own body. You're gonna have, if you have discipline, then you'll be like, oh, okay. This is what I truly think about this. And you'll have the ability to critically think and have the ability to differentiate.
Differentiate. There
There we go.
Differentiate and discipline.
And discipline, man. Yeah, man.
All right, bro.
The title of this podcast is going to be Differentiate the Difference.
The differences.
Differentiate the discipline difference.
Word. Yo, Cooley,
That's
we're
dope,
gonna give you a shameless plug moment right here. That camera in the middle in the back, we're gonna have you look at that camera and basically just plug whatever you're doing right now, anything you got going on, coming out, when you go live, everything like that.
Word. Hey, man, you are now tuned in to Cooley. I run a podcast called No Fugazee. We are on YouTube, Facebook currently right now is where we live stream, and we live stream every Thursday and Sunday at 8:30 p.m. You could also catch me on the Instagram is real big right now. On IG, my main page is cooley1007. That's cooley1007. And then on Instagram, the No Fugazi podcast page. So yeah, man, just check me out there. You'll see all my content.
Cool. So our outro for today, I just want to say this. Be who you want to be. Love who you want to love. And what makes you happy keeps you young. We're the Young and Happy People. We're out.